Hi, peeps. I'm Ariel Grace. Hey, Bonnie. And this is a spiritual show. And tonight we're talking psychics and psychic mediums and all kinds of fun stuff like that because, well, I get a lot of questions about it, especially through the work that I do. And so I thought I would just give you some more. A lot of you have asked me to go a little bit deeper into the different subjects that I talk about. So this year, that's what we're doing. We are. Why? Well, because I think it helps you with like your studies and your practice and how you work your magic. And so we had like, hey, Rebecca, we had a solar eclipse yesterday and the new moon. Did y'all light your candles? And are you feeling that solar eclipse? Because I've been feeling the solar eclipse coming on for the past week, and it's been like, wow, 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 wow. And remember, solar eclipse energy usually lasts or it stays with us. That energy stays with us for about 6 months. So you'll be eclipsing out all kinds of stuff that doesn't serve you, that doesn't help you, that is just not for your highest and best good. So get ready to say goodbye to all your goo and cooties. All right. So we're going to be looking at getting information from this book and this book tonight. So if you have these books and you've read them, here's some more info for these books. I'm not going to read them, but these are great books to assist you with um, your psychic development. These are great books to assist you with clearing out your goo and cooties so that you feel good. Yeah, because nobody likes goo and cooties, right? Right. Okay. All right. So I have a couple of announcements to make, and then we're going to hit this up really hard because there's a lot of information here, and I want to get through it. All right. So, for those of you that are looking for a home base for your internet, um, interfaith, spiritual teachings, and all kinds of fun stuff like that, you can check out worldawakeinc.org or World Awake. And it's actually we do have a Facebook page and an Instagram page. You can check those out as well. You can like them and see about the information that's on them because there is a lot of really good stuff going around. And so I do want to say like this is that I have a bunch of friends that are psychic mediums, and I've learned a lot from them. So I don't call myself a psychic medium because most of my readings are about your spirit guides and angels, and about how you can help yourself. So I'm not necessarily sitting down with you and talking about people who have passed on. I really don't do that. Um, I just don't. I've just never really had an interest in doing that. But there are a lot of really good psychic mediums, and if you need to connect with a psychic medium because you've had somebody who has passed over, and that you want to communicate with them, I can refer you to a bunch of them. Okay, so psychic mediums don't just they're not just talking to people who have passed over. All right. Um, they don't just do that. Like a psychic medium is so much more than that. And psychic mediums in the past and even now have helped with cold cases, resolving cold cases, finding people. They have helped with all different kinds of things. And so putting them in a small box like that really is just limiting what they do because they do so much more than that. And there are some really great psychic mediums out there. And so, and check out Mark Anthony. Mark Anthony is a psychic medium and he is a lawyer. So he is a real lawyer. He goes into the courtroom and he does law. And he's a psychic medium. So, and he is a great author as well. He's written some really awesome books about being a psychic medium. And so Mark Anthony is a great person for you to look up, like look him up on Amazon, look him up on Facebook and Instagram, because his books can really help you understand a lot more of what it's like to be a psychic medium. Okay. Okay. So, I'm going to read you some descriptions and then we're going to go. We're going to take this out. All right. So, the ether or the etheric is the fifth element. All right. It's the place where the Akashic records or information is stored. What is that? The Akashic records. Everyone has a book of life. That's what the Akashic records are. And that book of life has been with you since your very beginning, since you sparked. And so it has everything you've ever done, said, thought, all that kind of stuff in all lifetimes in your Akashic records, which is located in the etheric realm. All right. All right. So psychic is a person that is sensitive to natural laws and attraction. Hey, Deb. So a psychic is a person that is sensitive to natural laws and attraction. And we're going to do some like natural law. We're going to do a show about natural laws, but there's that. Okay. So a medium is an etheric information gatherer, right? So your higher self is that eternal core, your essence, and everybody has it. Everybody has a higher self, right? Okay. So telepathy is mind reading. I am not reading your mind. I don't like to read people's minds. I don't think I'd even want to do that. It sounds not attractive to me. I don't want to know what's going on in there. Not my business. All right. I am a psychic. So there you go. That's why the name of this book is I Am Psychic, Not Telepathic. Hey, Iris. All right. So being a psychic is not telepathic. It is actually, it is being able to connect to the etheric, connect to spirit guides, angels, spirits, anything seen and unseen. All right. And gathering information for ourselves or others. And everyone has the ability to be psychic. Everybody is psychic, you know, to some extent. It's up to us to decide how much we want. How much do we want to know, or how much do we want to flex that muscle? Okay. All right. So it's really up to us. All right. So being psychic or intuitive means that I can see past the physical and into the etheric realms. So I can see when I'm doing readings, if you sit with me during a reading and we're doing a video call, I'm usually looking up. I don't look at you. Some people are like, what are you looking at? I'm looking up. I'm looking past this realm so I can see. So, and sometimes it's like I just kind of like look up and around. I'm not rolling my eyes at you. I'm just looking past what is physically there. And you may see other psychics do that too when they're doing readings for you or when they're doing their work. They will look up or they will look ahead and it just looks like they're gazing at somebody. Okay? So that's why I'm always telling you, like, develop that relationship with your spirit guides and angels. I shouldn't tell you that because then I lose my clients, but you know, hey, I want you to be able to do it yourself. I had to learn how to do it myself. If you want to learn to do it, you do it too. All right. So when we're talking about Mediumship isn't just about ghosts. Okay. So one of my favorite things to do using my mediumship skill is to go on paranormal investigations, like real paranormal investigation, not running around acting like a lunatic, like a ghost hunter, because I don't refer to myself as that. So it's kind of cool to go into a place and be able to walk through and unravel the history of the house or building or wherever it is that I'm going. Right. That is fun for me because I'm nosy. And it is also really fun to assist spirits to move through, to help them realize that it's okay. They can go and they can be with their family or whoever it is on the other side that's going to greet them. They can go there. It's a better place, better than hanging around in the in between places, right? So that in itself is miraculous to be able to witness that. All right. So mediumship is more than just speaking to spirits and ghosts. I really like to call them ghosts. Like it reminds me of a cartoon. So they're spirits. Okay. All right. So um when you are if you are getting a reading and you're watching your psychic and you're asking your questions and you're getting your answers, we are actually getting the information. We don't know it. We're like a vase, an empty an empty glass, right? So we're like an empty glass. We have nothing. And so when we start, we have no information about you. That's why sometimes clients get upset with me because I always tell them just email me or text me time and contact number, so an email address, so then I can just go in without information, right? So new clients, I like to do that. I don't like to talk to them on the phone before a reading. That way when I go in, I'm cold, like nothing. Okay. So when you're watching your person, make sure that they're not prompting you, because some psychics will do that. They'll prompt you just to gather information outside of the etheric realm. Um, so when you're doing psychic medium work, right, you're working with a lot of different pieces. You're working with a lot of different things and spirits. And so discerning information that is the most important sometimes is the hardest. But when people are doing their own readings, they don't like what they're hearing from their cards or whatever, because you know your guides and angels are only going to tell you the truth. They're not going to BS you, and they're not going to make it nice like I might. Anyway, okay. So um now, when we're going to go into psychic medium work, there are spirits, of course. There are spirit guides, and spirit guides come from, they're all shapes and forms. All right. There's angels, there's cosmic beings, and those are the beings that, are very cosmic. They're like huge and sometimes hard to understand. Um, and a lot of people have those beings around them. All right, especially military people. Military people have a lot of that. Um, so when you're talking about um, talking to these people, sometimes you may see like a psychic medium may not get words. They may get like a picture, a symbol. They may get like a feeling, and then they are the interpreter. So they're interpreting what the information for you. So they'll give it to you in that way. And sometimes people don't like, they'll go, "Oh, huh." And then 6 months later it'll happen and they'll be like, "Oh my god, this has happened." So when we're helping people find people, it's always good to work in a group, because there's more energy with finding people. There's more energy with finding things too. Sometimes I can find things, not very often. So, because I I haven't really put a lot of energy into finding things. People, yeah, people are easier because they have a life force, and so I can like look for the life force. I can look for that resonance because everyone's name has a resonance. Like we've talked about that before. So when psychics look for people, they go through by the resonance of the name, and they're able to track that usually to around the area in which they were at, and hopefully track them to wherever they are. And so um, sometimes that's why police will use a psychic because they've run out of clues. They don't know, or they'll use them for cold cases because they've run out of clues. They don't know. All right. And private investigators will also use psychics as well. So, and that's kind of interesting, right? Yeah, that's cool. All right. So, psychic mediums are not just for readings. Like I've said, like we can do paranormal investigations, we can do readings, we can do healing work. So when we do healing work and using our mediumship skills, we're like feeling out what's going on with the body. We're feeling out what's going on with the emotional body, with the mental body. We're figuring out what's going on with the spiritual body, right? So we can like check chakras, we can clear out cords, and we can also clear out attached beings, because attached beings, yeah, if you're haunted, that sucks. Um, and we can clear out anything else that is in your energy field that is no longer serving you. Actually, we don't actually do it. We direct you and have you take a breath and then push it out, so you kind of help. You're a helper in all of this. All right. So, how can you tell if somebody has come to visit you and using that skill? So, I was talking to my mom yesterday, I think, and she told me that not long ago, she went into her bedroom. She was getting ready for bed. She went into her bedroom and it smelled like roses. And she was like, huh. So she went and, did her brushed her teeth and all that stuff, and then came back into her room and it still smelled like roses, smelled so much like roses. And she remembered that her mother, my gran, loved roses. Actually, she loved all flowers, but she loved roses. And so we both agreed that it was probably my gran, her mother, checking in on her. All right. So when my great grand comes to visit me, she smells like coffee and toast. Because in the morning, that was her big deal thing. Like, you had to get her coffee just right with her cream. And the toast had to be toasted just so, with so much butter on it. And so that's the big thing there. It's kind of a joke for me. And so I think that's the reason why she smells like coffee and toast. And sometimes I see a lipstick thing too, because one of the things that she used to tell me, and this is why I say it, is, do you have your lipstick on? Are you ready to go? So that's my great grand. My grandmother, or my Lola from my father's side, when she comes to like talk to me or comfort me, she I can feel her hand on the back of my head just stroking my hair. So these are three beings that come in and give me information. But before I get the information, I'll feel that stroking of my hair. I'll smell the coffee and toast. Um, and I'll know that they're there to give me a message or comfort. Yeah. Yeah, Iris, I bet that's happened to you because Iris, you're rocking it. So these are things to pay attention to. It's like if you have had somebody that's passed over and you're having problems with your electricity, that's usually them, like, messing with your electricity. So to say, hey, I'm leaving, or hey, I'm here, you know, things like that. So pay attention to your environment, like what's going on, what's around you, how things are shimmering, because We'll receive messages through music, through like signs, through people that just walk up to us and start talking to us. Because I had that happen too. Like, whoa. And tell me exactly what it is that, I needed to know for the day. And then they just walk away. Huh, like, I don't even know you. Like, they leave. So pay attention to that kind of stuff and consider it, or things that you may have found like from your past. Maybe there is a message there for you. And so don't like put it like this. Put your intuitive skills, your mediumship skills, your psychic skills like this. Broaden it out to where you're open to receive messages for your highest and best good from whatever source that comes from. That way, it's always going to be for your highest and best good because that's what your intention is, right? So, like when we do little ceremonies, or we're like our new moon candles and our full moon candles, we're doing that for our highest and best good. So, we receive for our highest and best good. All right. And that right there is pretty exciting because then you know for sure you're on the right track, right? Don't fight it. All right. So you can use meditation. Meditation is good. I spend about 2 or 3 times during the day quietly for at least 5 minutes to chill out because I'm pretty like hyper, I guess. I like to always be doing things and I like to be listening to things and I'm a busy girl. And so I have to take that time to really sit down and be quiet. And I actually do use my phone and I put a timer on 5 minutes. I'll do 5 minutes. And that way when the timer goes off, I know I've been sitting there for 5 minutes. Okay, sometimes I sit there for longer than that. But at least I know that I've sat still and started like chilling out and like spinning out those thoughts that are just kind of just spinning in there. So I can think clearly and receive clearly, right? So that's one way that you can do that. And it really actually does help so that you feel more centered and grounded, especially if you're using, you're practicing using your intuitive skills. Okay. So, like, for example, this apartment that I'm in right now, when I was looking online for an apartment, I had specified to my guides and angels what I wanted. And I kept hearing, go look. I went and looked, and this apartment came up. It was the exact price that I wanted, the exact square footage I wanted, and in a really good place that I can get to almost everything in like 10 or 15 minutes. So um, it's a perfect place. And so just from listening, from hearing that, go look, I found it. Okay. Just like with my couch. If you remember my couch story. so so it helps you being quiet, taking a breath. Now, if you want to really practice like with your spirit guides and angels, or so that you can receive those messages, you can try the automatic writing meditation on my website. Sometimes when you first start doing that meditation, you will actually get messages to write down. Sometimes you won't. Sometimes you'll just feel energy. Like you'll feel that healing energy come to you and it will start to heal you. And you'll feel warmth and you might even feel a hug, which is really cool. I've had a lot of people tell me that. And I had one person that used to come all the time for the live automatic writing meditations, and he would draw animals And he was not an artist. He didn't know how to draw, but he would draw like little animals all over his page instead of messages. So like lizards and turtles and lions and all kinds of stuff on his page. And I would just tell him, go look it up and see what they mean. Maybe that's how your guides are like talking to you, right? So another lady who was really cool, and she actually was an artist, she would use the meditation on a huge piece of butcher paper, and she would take a marker and draw a circle. She actually was drawing a circle, and then once that she connected to the guide, she would write the message in the circle. And that's how she did her messages. So again, don't do this and go, it has to be a certain way. No, when you're dealing with spirit, when you're dealing with your psychic abilities, your mediumship, it does not have to be a certain way. It can be any way for your higher and better good. And that's why I tell you these weird little stories, because they're one, they're true, and two, it may happen different for you. Something else might happen that will help you connect. And so that's why it's really good to practice and learn about yourself so that you can connect. Thanks, Iris. I do. See my star curtains back here? Check those out. Aren't they cool? I saw those. I was like, yep, office curtains. So um when we're doing this, when we are working with this, the other mediumship skill is being a trance channel. The other mediumship skill is like healing work, as I was saying. So we've covered a little bit about the healing work. And sometimes, I'm just going to say this too. Sometimes, if you're working on being a healer, you may see in the body, around the body, in the etheric, you might see certain symbols in that area that will help you understand what's going on with the person. And so pay attention to those symbols and try and understand what they mean for you to be able to communicate to your person. Okay? So that is also mediumship ability. Being a trans channel, I am a trans channel. I fully incorporate beings of light. So when I trans channel, my eyes are open. I'm moving around. I have specifically Hope. Hope, when I channel the Archaea Hope, she gets me up and we're moving. We're touching people. We're hugging people. We're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And, because I'll start sitting down and then I'll end sitting down. And when I come back fully in my body, everybody's like, whoa, she's hilarious. That's why. So being a trance channel is being able to fully incorporate a being of light. I've taught people how to do that. There's not a lot of trance channels, but being a medium, sometimes you do have to use some of that trance channeling ability in order to understand what the other person's spirit guides are telling you. Okay. So being a trance channel, when you are trance channeling, you're channeling. When you fully come back, you should feel better than what you did when you went in. If you feel heavy and not good, that means you're channeling something that is probably a lower frequency and you should just stop. Okay. So, like Rebecca here, she is a trance channel. She's in the chat. I taught her. She's awesome. She channels Kuan Yin. She does. And she has an awesome book that is on my website. I put it on there. I embedded it there. And she has an awesome book on Amazon called Angelic Invocations. And you can go check that out. It's all pictures of angels in clouds. And then there are prayers and invocations next to each picture. It's really cute, little, awesome and wise book. So check it out. All right. So, um, yes, I don't know, Justin, does the pink blanket work? You can use it. You can use it for other people. It's the pink blanket is a healing thing that I learned a while back ago from Lady Nada. Lady Nada was like, "Oh, look, surround that person with a pink blanket." So I'd hit him with a pink blanket, and afterwards I'd be like, "Why am I doing that?" And she's like, "It's love because love heals all things." So, and you can wrap yourself in a pink blanket. You can do it for yourself. You start with like your heart chakra, you breathe light into it and allow that energy to flow up and around you. And your energetic field will turn pink. You're putting yourself in a pink blanket. You need pink blankets, just let me know. I'll send a pink blanket, wrap you up in one. So, because pink blankets will heal you. They will calm you so that you can think clearly. All right. So that is healing and mediumship. That's combination, right? So it's okay to combine and overlap skills. That's what they're there for, is to take them and mold them into your particular type of whatever you're doing. Okay? It like I always say, whoever tells you it has to be just like this or it has to be just like that, leave, leave, leave. Go somewhere where somebody says, you know, it's yours. It's yours to mold in the way that you want it to be, the way that it works for you. All right. That way, we're not just limiting ourselves. Instead, we're opening ourselves for so much more. And it's like so awesome. That's why I love the work that I do, because it is never a boring day. Never. So it's always changing and morphing and expanding. And it's a really awesome gift to flex and learn more about. Right? All right. So, um, all right. Does anybody have any questions or anything? I see you guys all in the chat. This is so awesome. StreamYard has gotten everybody going on, even Bonnie and Rebecca over in YouTube. So finally, yay! I'm so grateful. You know, because sometimes StreamYard I don't see all your comments and stuff when you're commenting live. So I just want to make sure that you do. All right. So we're still working with the thinning of the veils. The thinning of the veils is still going on, and it's going on until like mid-November. And this is the time to really practice and gain confidence in your skills and be able to use them for yourself, so that you help your life get better, right? So hopefully you are utilizing that. Now, I have a handy tip for you. If you go outside during sunrise or sunset and you just kind of like allow yourself to drift and just allow your eyesight to relax, you will start to see energy all around you, because those are the two best times to practice this energy seeing. Okay. And if you go outside and you just kind of, or you look out the window and you just kind of like allow yourself to relax and allow your eyes to relax, you'll start to see the energy flow. And it's really cool. You might see other things as well flowing, which would be really cool too if you do. If you do, let me know. But try it. It's either at sunrise or sunset. That is when there is more energy. That is when you can really see some really cool stuff. All right. So try it because it'll be fun for you. And then let me know what you see. All right. So, because we want to flex our intuitive muscles. Okay. All right. So make sure that you practice this week because next week I forget what day it is. I can't remember. Anyway, um, I am gonna be like Haunted is gonna be on sale for free at the end of the month for its anniversary. So if you haven't gotten Haunted yet, it's free on the Kindle version, and that way you can check it out. Yes, because that is a good book to understand a lot about psychic mediumship and psychic kids, in case you have some. Um, and uh, next month is November, so I'm going to be doing the November special, $60 for 45 minutes. So if you want to book for that, keep it in your mind to book. Okay. All right. Please practice your skills. Let me know how you do. It's okay to let me know. All right. And have an awesome week. Have a wondrous week. And remember, keep your heart open and align with the energy of love. We'll see you next week. Bye.